Hi, this is Miss Cheryl at Sacred Heart Montessori, and I am going to share with you our Bible story for this week. So you'll remember that last week we talked about how the Magi, who were strangers from far away, came to visit baby Jesus and brought him special gifts. And so after they saw Mary and Joseph and Jesus in Bethlehem, they left to go back to their homes. Well, soon after that, it was evening time, and Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus went to sleep. Jesus might have been like a 1-year-old now, so they lay down to sleep for the night. Well, while they were sleeping, Joseph had a dream. And in his dream, an angel came and said, "Joseph, wake up! King Herod wants to hurt Jesus. You and Mary and Jesus need to run away from here tonight and go to Egypt where you'll be safe. And you need to stay in Egypt until I tell you that it's safe to come home." That sounds like a serious message, doesn't it? So Jesus knew that dream, or Joseph knew that dream was very important. And he knew that King Herod was not a nice ruler, and so he knew that if he wanted to do something mean, he would. So he quickly got up, even though it was the middle of the night, and they told Mary, "We need to leave now." So they gathered up their food. Hopefully I don't know if they had to walk or if they had a donkey to help them carry their things. And baby Jesus, he was probably only a 1-year-old at this time. And so they set off on a long journey to Egypt. Would you like to see where Egypt is? I can show you on the map. So this is our bio map for Africa. And Egypt, where the angel told them they needed to go, is here part of Africa, right up in this corner around the river, the Nile River. And where Jesus was born in Bethlehem is right about here. And Nazareth, where Mary and Joseph used to live, was up a little bit higher. So remember they had that long journey just to go to Bethlehem that took some days? But that was only about this much. Now they had to go from Bethlehem all the way through the desert to Egypt. That would have been an even longer and harder journey. And they didn't have time to prepare or get ready, did they? They just had to go. So we call that, when someone has to leave where they're not safe to stay in their home and they have to go somewhere else, we call that a refugee. So Jesus' families became refugees because they had to run to keep Jesus safe. But God told them that they would be safe in Egypt. And so they went on a long, long journey. They traveled in the day, and then they would have to find a place to lay out some blankets and sleep at night. Maybe sometimes they found people along the way who would give them a place to stay and show them hospitality. Maybe sometimes there were other people who were traveling that they could talk to. Probably sometimes they traveled alone. I wonder what animals they saw on their journey. Probably some sheep, maybe some wild animals. I don't know. The story doesn't tell us, so we have to imagine it. But finally, after their long, long journey, they arrived in Egypt. And they were able to make a home in Egypt, even though it was probably a different language and things were different foods, different cultures of people there. They made that their home for a couple years until finally one night, the angel came to Joseph in a dream and said, "It's safe to go back. You can go back home now." So then they started their long journey back home towards Bethlehem. But when they got close to Bethlehem, they found out that Herod's son was still the leader in Bethlehem, so they didn't think that was a good idea. So they went all the way back up to Nazareth. And that's where they made their home, in Nazareth. So that is a story about how Jesus' family became refugees in Egypt, in Africa for a while, until it was safe for them to go back to their home country. Now, Sometimes this story gives us some questions. Why did Herod want to hurt baby Jesus? Isn't that so sad? So leaders, the job of leaders is to take care of the people that they are the leaders for, right? But sometimes leaders forget. And they get they're only thinking about themselves, and they like having power and being in charge of things and getting what they want. And they can become really mean and do really bad things because they are scared that someone might try and take their power. So Herod was scared of this news that there might be another king. Even though it was a baby, even though it was just a little 1-year-old, he said, I don't want any competition. So he was willing to do really mean, unkind things just because he was scared and wanted to keep his power. And that still happens sometimes. But the good news of this story is that God is looking out for us. God wants leaders to make good decisions and be kind and really look out what's best for all the people that they're the leaders of, and not to try and get power and be unkind. And so I have a song to teach you that is about how even when Mary and Joseph were probably feeling scared and having to do something new and go to a new land, God was with them and was guiding them, and God's love was around them as they were raising baby Jesus. So this song, we're going to sing it to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And the first lines are, God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. So even when people have to go travel to a strange place, God is still with them. Can you sing that with me? God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. Can you say that with me again? God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. And then the next part is, every tear, like when we're crying, and every smile, every step and every mile. All right, every tear and every smile, every step and every mile. A mile is like a long way to walk. And then we just sing the beginning part again. God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. So let's try singing the whole thing together. God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. Every tear and every smile, every step and every mile. God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. I bumped over my angel. It's okay. Let's sing it one more time, because this is a very important message that we can always remember, that no matter what happens, God's love is always with us. Ready? God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. Every tear and every smile, every step and every mile. God keeps you with loving care. Wherever you are, God is there. Thank you for singing with me, and I hope you enjoyed our story today.